Green flag the next time by at the Diamond Classic. Tanner Thorson and Brad Sweet in row 1. Aaron Reutzel and Tyler Courtney in row number 2. Rico Abreu and Daison Pursley in row 3. Brett Marks and Ayrton Gennetten in row 4. Row 5, Miles Paulus and Landon Crawley. Row number 6 is Justin Peck and Cy Lynch. Row 7, Casey Kahne and Ashton Torgerson. Row 8, Noah Gass and Chase Randall. Row 9 is Danny Sams and Spencer Bayston. Row 10, Brenham Crouch and Howard Moore. Row 11, Hank Davis and Gage Montgomery. Row 12, Xavier Doney and Reese Moran. Lucas Oil Speedway. We got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Caution is out. Yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Should have said we are yellow. Sounds like a jump start being called on the number 5 of Brenham Crouch. He had passed several cars before the green flag had come out. And so Crouch has been sent to the tail. He started inside row 10. You'll see Crouch at the right side of your screen here. And gets into the side of Danny Sams. Yeah, that's just not going to work. Stacks up the field. We'll try it again. Tony.
Man, how about Casey Kahne taking evasive maneuvers? They pay a guy to cut the grass here, but Casey thought he'd give him a hand, I think, on that start.
Yeah, he definitely trimmed the hedges down there in turn 4 as we're coming to the green once again. Thorson and Sweet. Trying it again. We're underway. Aaron Reutzel's going to get a jump. He'll move into that second spot by Brad Sweet. They go 3 wide in the corner. It was Sweet, Abreu, and Courtney as Abreu makes his way by the 7 BC of Tyler Courtney in the 4th. Up front, though, Aaron Reutzel takes the race lead away from Tanner Thorson, and Reutzel leads lap number 1. Aaron Reutzel lead lap 1. Tanner Thorson slots back into that second spot. Brad Sweet runs in 3rd. 4th is Rico Abreu, and 5th is Tyler Courtney. Back behind, Brett Marks, then Daison Pursley. Here comes Landon Crawley on the move early on in this one. Makes his way by Cy Lynch, and now working on Daison Pursley off the corner. Landon Crawley looking strong early on in this feature event at Lucas Oil Speedway. Up front, though, it is all about the 87 of Aaron Reutzel. Looking for 2 wins on the week and $25,000 during the Diamond Classic. Rico Abreu now coming to call as he's working on the back bumper of Brad Sweet, rolling into turns 1 and 2. Abreu turns it down the hill and exit at turn number 2. Closing in on Brad Sweet. Here comes a move for that 3rd spot into turns 3 and 4. Abreu shows a nose. Sweet drives around the outside, maintains 3rd across the line. Tanner Thorson still right there in the 2nd spot. Sweet maybe 4 car lengths back behind him. Aaron Reutzel's pulled out to nearly a straightaway advantage at the front of the field. This was the same song, different dance on Thursday night. It was Thorson tracking down Reutzel at the end of the main event in that one. We remember how that one ended. Thorson threw a slider in the last quarter. Reutzel crossed him up and took the win. Aaron Reutzel about to encounter the back of the field within the next 2 laps. A couple of cars scattering down the back straightaway. Ayrton Gennetten, Justin Peck, and Ashton Torgerson. They are 4 wide back in the field off of turn 4. Throw Miles Paulus into the mix as well as they roll into turn 1. That is a battle for about the 11th position. Ayrton Gennetten come out on top in that battle, as Brad Sweet is continuing to pace the 88 car of Tanner Thorson, as is Rico Abreu. Those 3 run the top in 1 and 2. Tyler Courtney back in 5th. He was on the bottom on both ends of the speedway. So Sunshine trying to search around and maybe find something in that NOS Energy Drink number 7 BC. Aaron Reutzel now encountering the back of the field. He's got Gage Montgomery, Xavier Doney, and Reese Moran all up ahead. This will allow the Rod Gross Motorsports number 88 of Tanner Thorson to close in. That time by, we have 6:26 laps to go here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Reutzel tried to slide in front of Gage Montgomery, could not do it right there. That's going to kill some momentum on that number 87 car. He'll throw a slider at Montgomery into turns 3 and 4. He makes the pass on him. He gets into the wall nearly off the corner. Montgomery back to the inside, and Tanner Thorson's now right there. Tanner Thorson right there as they work off at turn number 2. This time by, will be 24 laps to go, as Reutzel had some fits there with the 79 of Montgomery, trying to put him 1 lap down. And the traffic up in front of your race leader is all over the track. This could be a major issue for Reutzel, as Reese Moran, Xavier Doney, Brenham Crouch, and several others are racing for position. Reutzel with a big move to the inside, cannot get in front of Reese Moran. That'll give a run to Tanner Thorson down the front stretch. Tanner Thorson going to look low into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Brad Sweet. Here comes Rico Abreu. And here comes Tyler Courtney. They are side by side for the lead in turn 3. Car in the infield. We will stay green. Thorson up the track. Cannot clear Reutzel off of turn 4. Close call there. And now here comes Brad Sweet. He sees an opening down low. He'll look to the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Reutzel runs the middle. Tanner Thorson back around the outside. He still has second. Tyler Courtney's down to 4th. He gets by Rico Abreu. Tanner Thorson off the bottom in turn number 4. Trying to search around and find some grip. Pulls up next to Reutzel down the front straightaway. Reutzel now cuts him off into turn 1. Tyler Courtney is now into 3rd. He makes his way by Rico and Brad. Down the backstretch, new leader is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson down to the top spot. It is absolute mania in the back of the field right now. Tanner Thorson trying to make his way by Reese Moran. He will do so into turn 1. 3 wide for second into turns 1 and 2. Tyler Courtney off the bottom. He's got second down the back straightaway. Tyler Courtney to second. Now Reutzel back through the middle, takes it back away. Thorson almost spun out off of turn 4 right there. Close call as he's trying to make his way by Danny Sams III. 20 laps to go. Here comes Sunshine through the middle. He takes the lead down the back straightaway. Tyler Courtney down to the race lead. Tanner Thorson forces the issue into turns 3 and 4, takes it back away. Tyler Courtney tries to hit the bottom, cannot make the pass there. They're trying to make their way by Xavier Doney. Tanner Thorson around the bottom, cannot get by the number 74 car off of turn number 2. It's a 2-horse race now all of a sudden. It's Thorson and Courtney pulled away. Thorson sideways, he's going to spin out in turn 4, the caution's going to come out. No, we stay green. We are still underway. Tanner Thorson kicked in at 360, kept on going. We are still underway. Thorson slips back to 7th as Tyler Courtney still shows the way. Tanner Thorson is going to be kicking himself after that one as Courtney makes his way to the back of the field. Gets by Xavier Doney. And now working on Howard Moore, Chase Randall, and Brenham Crouch. This one is far from over. This time by, oh, we went into the wall. Caution's going to come out. Xavier Doney into the wall in turn 4, caution. Give us a second to catch our breath as we see Tanner Thorson on our screen. You can see he is just upset right now. He is mad. And you cannot blame him, Tony. Going for that first win. First points paying win. It just did not work out for him there.
No, you cannot blame him for 1 second, Chase, especially if you know Tanner Thorson, the racer and the man, wildly intense, fiery, and competitive in everything he does. Right where we were standing before the feature rolled out, up there in turns 3 and 4, he has struggled on that end of the racetrack. Back on lap number 7, we were watching a battle a little bit farther behind. Thorson actually did step over the top of the banking, slid wide, never made contact with the concrete wall around the top of turns 3 and 4, but he suffered from exactly what we feared a driver who could get that high up and onto the flat side of the corners would suffer from, and that was a major loss of momentum. Thorson had to get out of it, pedal. He kept the car pointed in the right direction and maintained the second spot where he was running, but it allowed Brad Sweet, Rico Abreu to reel him in. And then a few laps, maybe 2 laps right before the spin, we just saw Thorson, you called it out, he almost spun on the exit of 4. So obviously something on that end of the racetrack not agreeing with the setup inside that number 88 Rod Gross Motorsports entry. But I'll tell you this, with this yellow coming out so quickly after Thorson's misstep and Tanner being able to rejoin the field still inside the top 10, I think we're about to see a show put on by the driver of that number 88. I would not take your eyes or a camera off of Tanner Thorson.
Here is the replay. He goes into turn 3 trying to get by Xavier Doney. Just the car just gets too sideways there. Somehow Tyler Courtney barely threads the needle between him and the infield tractor tire there. And I thought the yellow was going to come out, but luckily for him it did not, Tony. So I guess it's the double-edged sword there, right? He spins out, loses the lead, but at least he doesn't go all the way to the back of the field.
No, absolutely. And again, I know it just sounds like for about the last 30 seconds or a minute there, I'm taking shots at Tanner Thorson. Of course, that's not the intent. And now you have to rave. You have to absolutely be amazed by his ability to just literally keep his foot in the gas. As that number 88 is spinning, he gathers it up, is aware of where he's at and what's going on around him on the racetrack, gets back on the loud pedal once that 88's pointed in the right direction, and continues hauling the mail back down the front straightaway. Tanner Thorson, nobody's ever going to say that guy is not a wheel man. He works on his own stuff. He builds his own stuff. He's going to pass a bunch of cars with his own stuff every single season. And again, I think we're about to see a show put on by the driver originally from Minden, Nevada, and that number 88. He is mad, but he's got a very good race car underneath him.
Some drivers drive better when they are mad, as we get the Frozen Farmer pick pine out there. Drivers choosing inside or outside what lane they will restart the race in. I would be remiss if I did not mention the incredible run put together right now by Landon Crawley, who is sitting in the 6th position. He started in 10th. And Crawley is now going to restart outside of row 3. Great run right now for that young driver at Benton, Arkansas. We're coming back to green. Green lights come back on. We're back underway in Lucas Oil Speedway. Tyler Courtney, who took the lead from the middle portion of the racetrack, going to stick it through there once again in 1 and 2, and he pulls away quickly from Aaron Reutzel down the back straightaway. Reutzel running in 2nd. Here comes Rico. He's going to go full send around the outside, trying to get some momentum going and catch up to the number 87 car. Tanner Thorson already back into the top 5, but the yellow is going to come out as Brenham crouches spun. And Thorson's probably going to be mad about that too, Tony. He went from 7th to 5th on that lap right there, and that caution will negate the 2 passes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Thorson, a man possessed, right, after the misstep over there. Quick look at the replay here to see what happened with the driver from Lubbock, Texas, a Brenham crouch. So maybe getting into the corner there a little bit hot and then going for a spin. And you couldn't have 2 hotter hands right on your tail tank. The night 1 winner, Aaron Reutzel, to his right-hand side. Last night's winner, Rico Abreu, right behind him, and the national defending points champion, Brad Sweet, in 4th position. This is a very stout front end of the field.
Sure is. We're coming back to green. Tyler Courtney back on the throttle. We're back underway. Tyler Courtney going to try and run away. He needs desperately a victory with Highland Racing here at the mid-portion of the season. Aaron Reutzel running in 2nd. Brad Sweet takes a look down low on Rico Abreu as they race for 3rd off the corner, as Courtney puts a lap in. 15 to go here for the 7BC. Tanner Thorson 3 wide into turn 1, trying to get by Brent Marks, as Marks is going to get circled by Landon Crawley. Crawley's up to 5th down the back straightaway. Landon Crawley's great run continues on. The next car in his sights is the 49 of Brad Sweet. Back up front, Aaron Reutzel has got some speed going on the outside, takes a lap or 2 to build up that momentum, but now he's going to drop down low into turns 3 and 4. The only car up on the top is Crawley, and Crawley about clobbered the fence in turn 4. He keeps on going. He'll lose a spot to Tanner Thorson down the front straightaway. Tanner Thorson and Brent Marks go by. Now Thorson will make his way by Marks as well. Move Tanner Thorson back into the top 5. 12 laps to go for Tyler Courtney across the line, and here comes Rico. Rico draws to the right rear of Aaron Reutzel into turn 1. Rico Abreu going to try and make the battle or make the move for the 2nd spot. Cannot do it, but Rico's the only guy inside the top 5 up on the top side of the racetrack now. Searching around in that Kubota Genuine Parts number 24 car. Next time by will be 10 laps to go at Lucas Oil Speedway. We might not have seen the end of the lap traffic for your race leader. 10 to go. Reutzel, however, is pretty far behind. If they do get the traffic, he's going to need to close some serious ground on Tyler Courtney if he wants to take a shot at the win. Rico hooks the cushion in turn 2. They're going to lose a little bit of ground in the Fulkins Brothers trucking number 87. Brad Sweet running in 4th. 5th is Tanner Thorson. 6th is Brent Marks. 7th is Landon Crawley. Then Daison, Pursley, Justin Peck, and Lynch round out the top 10. Now Tyler Courtney's stuck behind a couple of slower cars. They are running the same line as him. Now they go to the top in turn 1. Opens up the preferred line as Tyler Courtney makes his way by the 22M of Reese Moran down the backstretch. Sunshine's lead that last time was 2.2 seconds. He'll get by the 40 of Howard Moore off the corner. Now 2 lap cars between the 7BC and the 87. Aaron Reutzel losing ground. That time 2.3 seconds was the gap between 1st and 2nd place. As Tanner Thorson is closing in on Brad Sweet, Thorson's fight is not over yet as he tries to get his way back into a podium position. 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go in a feature that has seen 3 different leaders for the 2nd night in a row. Courtney now trying to go to the outside of Hank Davis. He'll make that pass down the front straightaway. No issues there. Still a great battle going on for about the 8th position. Lynch now getting by another car. That is Landon Crawley. Moves Lynch up to 8th. He, Justin Peck, and Crawley have been going at it for about the last 3 or 4 laps. As Thorson continues to charge his way towards the front of the field. Goes to the top in turn 1. Rico Abreu now battling Reutzel for 2nd. as they try and navigate through the slower cars. Reutzel through the middle, Abreu around the outside, looking for second off of turn 4. Rico can't get the job done there as Reutzel makes it right back by him. 4 laps to go. And second, third, fourth, and fifth are all getting closer to each other down the backstretch. Abreu going to stick true to the outside of the racetrack. Reutzel slips up off the bottom a little bit, not allowing the 24 to get a run there. Tanner Thorson now underneath of Howard Moore and Brad Sweet into turn 1. Tanner Thorson trying to take 4th away. Will not be able to do it that time by off of turn number 2. Sweet keeps him at bay. Now once again, Reutzel off the bottom, Rico on the top. The white flag is out, 1 lap to go for Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney, this time by, he is coming to the wave of the checkered flag. First High Limit Racing win of the year. Tyler Courtney gets it done. Second goes to Aaron Reutzel, third to Rico Abreu, fourth to Brad Sweet, and fifth goes to Tanner Thorson. I think I just saw a monkey run across the track because it just jumped off the back of Tyler Courtney. He finally gets a win with Kubota High Limit Racing in 2025, and it's worth 25 large. Aaron Reutzel second, Rico Abreu third, fourth goes to Tanner Thorson, and fifth goes to Brad Sweet. Sixth was Brent Marks, seventh Lynch, eighth Daison Pursley, ninth to Justin Peck, and 10th goes to Casey Kahne. And finally, in 2025, Sunshine's back in victory lane. Oh, it took him 22 races to win, Tony, but at least he won a good one. $25,000 for the Diamond Classic.
Yeah, I don't think Tyler Courtney was at the point where he was going to be too picky about getting back to Whiskey Myers victory lane. By this point in 2024, you had several feature victories. Tonight, your first one of 2025 with High Limit comes, but as Chase Rodman said, you picked a great one to do it. $25,000 to crown you the winner of the Diamond Classic here at Lucas Oil Speedway. My question is, how'd you do it?
I just pulled the wing all the way back. We were okay on the top. Just no, you still won $100 grand. No, we were just about the same as everybody on the top. So honestly, falling to fourth there in the dash was probably the best thing that happened to us because I got to move around a little bit more than those guys and pull my wing back. And man, Jake, Ron, and Bobby gave me a great race car. We've been really good all weekend. I obviously had a part failure on Thursday. Then we were probably second place car last night, and then tonight I could put this thing about anywhere I wanted to. So yeah, thanks to Austin Energy Drinks, Fire Motorsports, Size Cups Trailers. It's just yeah, like you said, we'd won a few races up to this point last year, and it sucks that this is our first one, but this is a great one to get to. This is one of my favorite racetracks. It's always a great crowd here. It's usually a little warm. Mother Nature tends to play tricks with us too, but she was nice this year, and thank you all you fans for coming out, and just what an awesome racetrack.
An incredibly awesome racetrack. You take the words right out of my mouth. You take the green flag for this 35-lap affair in the 4th position. Listen, I get in trouble when I say race of the year, one of the races of the year, but that was entertaining no matter where you were on the track. You get up there and you're mixing it up with Brad, Rico, Tanner, Reutzel. What's it like from your seat behind your steering wheel dealing with drivers of that caliber?
It's tough. The whole roster we have at High Limit is just amazingly talented, and those guys you just named have been some of the most consistent cars over really the whole season. And so for us to get a win and get to drive by those guys to do it makes me feel good. And just because you're beating the best guys to do it, and just an awesome night for us. Really a great weekend for us besides the first night, but it wasn't really anything we could control, but we controlled the things we can control this weekend, and it worked out for us, and we're taking home 25 grand.
Last night there was a group of racers, families, and friends parked outside the back of the 7BC and the Rudine number 26. People were sitting down on the pavement in the pit area, just hanging out, enjoying the night. Is that what life with Kubota High Limit Racing is like in 2025? Yeah,
we just have a great group of teams and families that are on the road with us in High Limit. And yeah, last night I think was a great example of that. And everybody gets along pretty well. Obviously, we have our times and moments where we probably want to kill each other, but it's just a great group. And this place creates that atmosphere. Hopefully we keep making this weekend bigger. It's our second year back here, and I know the whole staff here at Lucas Oil and everyone at High Limit are going to work to keep making this a bigger and bigger weekend, and as long as these fans keep coming out, we'll keep making it bigger.
You went 9th to 1st here on the Friday night portion of this event last summer. Obviously, we get rained out on Saturday. We have to come back and make it up in the fall. But going 9th to 1st, that year you won the Durst Dice Roll, and you also got to send some money to a charity of your choosing. So, since it's the first time back to Whiskey Myers Victory Lane in 25, I'm just going to give you the spiel because we also have a couple of additions. Tonight, our angel donor has made this the double down night of 2025. So $2,000 from our angel donor. First off, Austin Tate, a local race fan, has added $100 out of his own pocket. His employer, Oak Star Bank, the Sunshine branch. Hey, Sunshine, look, was that planned? Yeah. The bank, his employer, has added an additional $100, and then a fan just came out of the grandstands and added $100 on top of that. Joseph Medina with Medina Manufacturing. So $2,300 goes to a charity of your choice. After winning here tonight, where's that money going?
It's going to my buddy Ben Hodgen and their organization that raises awareness for autism. That's Today's Champion. Today's Champions, that's todayschampions.org. You can go on and check it out. But sorry, Ben, this is the first one we got to do this year, but luckily it was a double down night. So thank you to our angel donor who does that. It's just amazing what he does, and the 3 people that came up and donated tonight. It's just means a lot to not only me, but the charities that we do this for as drivers is really special.
Way to get back up on the horse. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
That's Tyler Courtney. Should have been a cowboy as he wins here tonight in Wheatland, Missouri. He will get the Chasm Safety Technologies win box with the win sticker and the golden ticket inside that win box. It's a great thing that Chasm Safety Technologies does for Kubota High Limit winners here in 2025. Chasm Safety Technologies working constantly to improve the safety of drivers in sprint car racing. Tyler Courtney gets win number 1 of 2025. Before we check in with second and third, let's go back upstairs to Chase Rodman.
Yeah, we've got a couple of contingency awards to get to. Lynch getting 2 of them. He was the Race Routine Foundation Rookie of the Race. He finished 7th in the feature, and he also is going to go home with the Rod and Supply Hard Charger Award, a 12th to 7th place run for him. That is +5. And then Aaron Reutzel, our 2nd place finisher, he got the Jake's Golf Carts fastest lap of the race. On lap 2, he ran a 13.813 to get that Jake's Golf Carts fastest lap award, and he is now the new Kubota High Limit Racing points leader. Aaron Reutzel now standing by with Tony Laporta.
Let's make sure he is aware of that, where you may be just being told by Brian Walker that tonight you now have taken over the championship point lead with Kubota High Limit Racing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Never would have thought that after the start of the year, but you know, our team's been really good this year, and I feel like the entire team's focused. We're all gelling really good. It's where everything's clicking. We just got to keep this momentum up. And right now, our car's good, and like I said, our team's gelling. So I think there's only good things to come.
This crowd tonight was treated to a very, very top-level race between you, Tyler Courtney, Rico Abreu, Tanner Thorson, Brad Sweet, everybody that was up at the front of this field. Same question I asked Tyler from your seat in your number 87 Ridge & Sun Racing's machine. What did it look like?
They better enjoyed that one, from the dash to the A main to it was some great racing. I mean, there was a time I think we were almost 3 wide in the dash, and you know, just a lot of passing. You know, I from 3rd to the lead on the start, and it was a lot going on. The track was really good. I'm actually pumped to come back later on in the year. I think since Casey Schumann's come along, they're just doing the right things. Tonight I thought was the best track so far. So really cool. Really good to see tonight. A lot more fans. This place deserves it. It truly is the diamond of dirt tracks. I mean, I don't think a lot of the people know how you can come here and during the day you can go fishing and go swimming and ride trails and this and that and make a little vacation of it. So hopefully it starts catching on and they can make this event bigger and bigger and bigger, because I know that's the High Limit's goal is keep making all the events bigger and pay better, and that's the great thing about this series. So hopefully the fans, more people can start realizing, like I said, I made a little family vacation out of it, 3 days during the day, fishing, swimming, all that. So hopefully this event starts getting bigger, but so can't thank everyone enough for working on the event. But no, like I said, the racing was great. Our car was great. I just didn't get through lap traffic very good there. I should have moved around a little bit more, so I feel like I kind of cost us racing for the win there a little bit more than just letting them both go by. But you know, sometimes it's better to run second, and you can move around a little bit like that. But we will definitely take second tonight. It was a great weekend. Just couldn't do any of this without Power Plus, Don Long, Fulkin Brothers Trucking, Rasmussen's Bargain Barn, just Brian and Lisa Ridge for everything they do for us. It's incredible where they've allowed this race team to get to. So I'm so proud of the race team and to be a part of Brian and Lisa's team. But Kaiser Wheels, Triple X Chassis, Ryder Racing Engines, Sure Built Suspension. I know Elite Wings. Just like I said, everyone that helps us get to where we are, and I'm just the lucky guy who gets to drive it.
You say you'll take second place out of here. You'll also take the championship point lead. Aaron Reutzel now on top of Kubota High Limit Racing here in 2025. We move now to our third place finisher here to cap off the weekend after a feature victory last night. Rico Abreu, what a track, what a surface you guys had to race on here tonight. We talked about it last evening. You guys feel like you're back where you belong with this car, don't you?
Yeah, you know, I think that's just a part of sprint car racing, really, is when you get off and you put together good nights like these last two nights. And even Thursday night, I feel like, you know, we learned a lot coming here. And I just want to give a tip of the hat to Lucas Oil Speedway, Forrest, Lucas, Morgan, Katie. Thank you so much for just continuing this facility, you know, and just for fans that have never been here, need to give it the opportunity one time in their lives to just come see. You know, this place is unbelievable when it comes to just the detail of the fencing and the bleachers and, you know, just the boat drag strip and the off-road track and the paved pit area, and there's a car wash on the other side of this racetrack right here. So, you know, it's just a hat tip to them and my team. They do an unbelievable job working on this race car, and our partners, Kubota Genuine Parts, Spankins Motorsports, Mozilla Valley Transportation, the Hunt family, you know, ArcZone.com, Snack Attack, John Gaynor, his family. You know, thank you guys so much. Mike Kerb, Rich Saddlehofer for just putting everything together. Kyle Heckman, Elite Signs, makes this car look beautiful. You know, and then Ricky Warner, Zach Middlebrooks, and Brady Forbrook. My wife, Megan, for selling t-shirts. Thank you so much. And thank all you fans for coming out tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rico Abreu goes 5th to 3rd. And you want to know how much of a professional Rico Abreu is? As we're doing that interview, he slowly transitions and turns so you can see every sponsor logo, every name, and every sticker on that Kubota Genuine Parts number 24. Kids, if you're getting into racing and you want to learn how to represent a brand, your team, and yourself, following along with Rico Abreu would be a very good idea. And it's easier than ever here in 2025. Rico Abreu has flown Toby Balboa from Australia out here, and they are producing so much cool content. So definitely check out Rico Abreu's social media to learn a little bit more about him.